You have a very unique accent.
Yes.
It is definitely a deep collection of things.
I don't know why. I mean, I'm born and raised in London.
But it also sounds like slightly South African
I
a
get
little
that
bit.
all the time. I didn't really grow up around anyone South African. I guess I grew up with a lot of different cultures around me, so maybe I took on different speech patterns. I don't know, but yeah, born and raised in London, so I don't quite have an explanation for it.
Is there any attachment to the fact that you have to speak in a mostly American accent when you're doing things like 911?
You know, I don't think so, because I think this way that I talk predates 911 or any work that I did in an American accent. So maybe it has slightly added to it over the years, but this weird thing was already happening before 911.
But it's weird. I can hear elements of Buck's voice in your normal speaking voice.
Oh, interesting. Oh, well, then maybe I have started to blend together.
Is there a process that you have to go through before you can actually become the character that you are today, or at least take on an entirely new accent to do it in a way that you can ensure is up to a standard that nobody can kind of call you on it?
So my biggest thing with that was like confidence. And so the way that I would do it, so I moved here in 2016. I came out here for the first time in 2014.
For a girl, right?
When I moved, yes.
Yeah, you fucking chase love.
Yeah, which, the best way to do it.
Change your fucking life.
There you go, absolutely.
I mean, dude, like you don't get work like the work you've been doing in the UK.
Correct, which is part of the reason that, so when I came out here in 2014, that was purely just for work. The girl you're referencing that I came out here for, that was in 2016. But when I did come out, what I would do is I'd go into coffee shops or whatever it was, and I'd speak in an American accent to see if they went, what? What did you just, and the fact that they didn't gave me then confidence to, okay, I'm pulling this off and can move forward with it. And so just kind of trying to integrate it into my everyday life to see if I would get called out on it.
Where does the process begin, though, when you need to learn how to not necessarily wipe away the way you currently speak, but take on an entirely new dialect?
Yeah.
Because, dude, there's a lot of nuances to it.
There are. I think a lot of people think accent is just sounds, and it's not, right? So dialect is rhythm and intonation and even different vocabulary, So there are different ways. Also, growing up in the UK, we watch a lot of American television. So we're always, even if we're not consciously thinking about it, you're always exposed to the accent, to that dialect. But yeah, I would, try and develop an ear for it and pick out different sounds, and then you just layer things on top of each other. I would sit on a bus going around London, and I would just call things out as I see them, so that I would have random kind of variations of words leading into each other, so different sounds leading into each other, and then just slowly build it up. And obviously living here, helps because you are even more exposed to it day in, day out, and then you just hope for the best.
Is there a moment where you realize you have to figure this out to be an actor? Okay, so it's like interesting. Like, is there a point where you realize you have to learn this whole other like different accents to even be successful? Because there are some actors from the UK that like have managed to not do it. Like I've never seen them once do any other accent but their own.
So I would say I've never worked. I think you quite correctly pointed out my accent is a kind of strange thing. So I would say I've never worked in my accent. Even in the UK, I would have to take it in a direction so that it fit more of a mold. But I definitely did believe that, coming out to America, not only do I have to learn this accent, but I want to, because it's a big pet peeve of mine if I do listen to things and I'm like, nah, he's British. So I really wanted to feel comfortable, and I also wanted to be at a level of confidence with it where I could walk into audition rooms and I could have the like pre-conversation, hello, how are you doing? I could already be American.
Amazing.
Because I never wanted them, I didn't want to come in British and then during my scene and when I'm trying to, get this job, what they're really focusing on is, does he sound American? So I didn't want to have that preconception. So I would go in American, audition American, and then I'd switch back to British to kind of give this jump scare of, oh, he's British. And I wouldn't even switch to, I'd switch into like the most bumbling Hugh Grant-esque British to really kind of juxtapose, all right, he was American, now look how English he is.